guys, it's me again. This is the third video that I'm recording today, and like I said, I'm hoping to get them all up today as well. This video is Michael Jackson related, and I know like my channel has kind of like really gone away from being like Michael Jackson related in the most part. Like it's mostly just beauty related and random stuff and whatever, but this is definitely something that is kind of exciting to me. Like, I don't even know why I'm excited because it's not official, but I wanted to tell you guys that, like, Tupac, I know this is really random. I used to be obsessed with Tupac. I mean, I still really love him, but there was a time where it was like, oh my god, I would watch his videos every day, and I just listened to his music and only his music, and I just, oh my god, it was, yeah. So anyway, I really like Tupac, and a lot of you guys have heard that he performed at Coachella, and then you're like, well, he's dead, how did he perform? Well, it was a hologram performance, so really it was just like a projected image of him, and whenever I think of the word hologram, I think of Star Wars, like the whole 3D floating image or whatever, but it kind of is different from that. It's more of a, like, I actually went and did some research on this because I'm not much of a loser, and whenever I'm interested in something, I'm, like, curious enough to go research it, so I did, and apparently it wasn't even 3D, it was, like, a 2D image, and what they did was they had, like, a projector, and they projected him on, like, the image of him onto a mirror, which then reflected onto the stage. So that's how they did it, and it was 2D, and I mean, if Tupac were to, or like if Snoop Dogg, because he was on stage with him, if you were to move behind Tupac, you would see through Tupac. So it was kind of illusion more than like a 3D hologram. But I heard that it was really cool, and I would have loved to be there. I think that would be amazing, because Tupac is like one of my favorite rappers. He's just amazing. He's cute. Everything about him I love. So I thought that was cool. This is random, but I noticed, like, when he's on stage, like, it's supposed to be a fixed image, and he's kind of moving back and forth, you know, and it kind of seemed like he was on a conveyor belt. Like, it was like he was moving this way, and then back this way, and then back. Like, if anybody has noticed that when they saw it, like, just let me know, because I think I'm crazy sometime, because it's like, is he moving? Like, I don't really know, because his legs are planted in the same spot, but he's going side to side, kind of like hovering, you know. It was kind of weird, so just let me know if you did notice that. Another thing is, like, how they did it. I believe that it was not a previous performance. Like, this was never before seen footage. It wasn't even something that he did when he was alive. I heard that it was kind of like in Michael Jackson's Ghosts, where they use like your joints and stuff to kind of just like computerize it. Like, I think it was computer generated the movements and stuff. So I think I heard that it was Dr. Dre who did the dancing and stuff and the movements, and then they took Tupac's image and made him do that. So that's really cool if that's how they did it, because then that leads me to what I wanted to say about Michael Jackson. Personally, I think it would be really cool if they, you know, sometime in the future did a hologram concert for Michael Jackson, because a lot of the fans that he has today have never had the opportunity to go to his concerts. So I think that would be really cool. It would be like he was there with us, and the fact that he could be like computer generated means that he could have new movements and stuff, which would be cool if he could do like dances to his new songs that have been out, like his posthumous songs, like, you know, the whole album, Michael and stuff. Like, some of the, I know that's a controversial album, but I do like that album. I mean, even the ones that don't really, that aren't him or don't sound like him, like, I mean, they're still good songs, but they're just not, you know, Michael standard. You know, nobody can reach Michael standard. But, I mean, if they did a concert that's new, they could do some of his old songs, some of his new songs, have him do all these dance moves. But I'm thinking maybe it would have to be more 3D for Michael because of his movements being so, like, intricate, and, like, him. Because with Tupac, you only saw him head on. He wasn't moving around too much or walking back and forth. He was doing the exact same rocking side to side motion, you know, a couple hand movements and stuff. But Michael, you know, his feet always move. He's always turning and stuff. So I think it would have to be 3D, like more like Star Wars hologram than like Tupac hologram. So maybe that would be more in the future when they've advanced technology. Maybe they already have this technology, probably somewhere in Japan, or, you know, where they're really high tech. But I do think it would be so cool, and anytime they announce that they're going to be a hologram there's going to be a hologram concert for Michael Jackson, I will be the first one to buy a ticket, I swear. I think it would be just like an amazing experience. And I have seen a couple people recently, like I already filmed this video a while ago, but I didn't get to upload it. My camera is just ridiculous and my internet service sucks. I've been trying to upload another video and it just won't upload because my internet keeps cutting out in between, so it just stops it from uploading. But I was going to talk about this previously, and I didn't think anybody else would have like made the conclusion that they could do a hologram concert for Michael, but I did see on Twitter, like I was reading a couple of tweets and people were talking about it, and one person said they didn't think they'd be ready for something like that, and I can understand why. Maybe it's too soon, but for me, I'm totally open to the idea. I think it's really cool. So let me know what you guys would think, about the possibility of having a hologram concert for Michael Jackson, and if you would go or if you think it's too soon. I'm just curious to know. So that's the first thing that I want to say. The second thing is tonight on the OWN network at 9 o'clock in my time, I think Central or whatever, I don't even know what I am, but 9 o'clock is going to be the interview with Paris Jackson on Oprah, and a lot of people have been talking about this as well. I've seen a few like blogs and stuff where people voice their opinions, which are really similar to mine. I don't think I'm alone in saying that. I'm not particularly happy that, you know, yet again Oprah is trying to speak with Michael's kids. I feel like she is an opportunist. I feel like she's a hypocrite. And the further away she is from Michael's children, the better. I feel like Michael would be very upset at the fact that his children have been speaking to Oprah. If he had known, like, if he were alive now, I don't think there's any way you would ever see his children on Oprah. Not now, not later, ever. I know he doesn't like her and she doesn't like him. And he's not one to attack someone personally for no reason. She attacked him first. I feel she wasn't there for him when he went through his allegations. She was very accusatory. The opportunity that she had to, you know, interview Michael Jackson for the first time, which had amazing ratings, she could have turned that into something so positive. Instead, she made it into like a laughing matter. It's just like she asked him questions about his sexuality, she asked him questions about his skin, she took an accusatory tone. It was like, really, Oprah, you could have made so much of that interview and, you know, had a relationship with Michael Jackson where you could learn to understand him, but instead she decided that she was going to shut him out and just accuse him of things that were not true, and she was horrible to him when he was alive. And so it's really, like, it's a wonder to me why she even cares to speak to his children. My conclusion is that she just wants the ratings. I mean, I heard that the OWN network is not doing so well in ratings and stuff. This will definitely boost her ratings because us as the fans, we like to see his children, we like to hear about them. But I mean, like, we'll tune in to watch her, Paris be on OWN on Oprah, but like, I mean, really, we're helping Oprah get her ratings. So I'm not saying that I won't watch it because, of course, I'm curious and I do love Michael's children. I want to see what's going on or whatever. But I just don't like the fact that Oprah is taking advantage of Paris, especially because Paris is so open to these types of interviews. So I feel like, you know, it's like Oprah is just like, you know, preying on Paris. You know, she's trying to get all this information that she doesn't even care about, because she'll ask about Paris' father, like Michael, but I don't think that she's genuinely interested. She just does it for the sake, like goes through the motions so that she can get the ratings. I just, like I said, my personal opinion, I don't like Oprah and I don't like her being around Michael's kids. Of course, ultimately the decision is Paris and her family's. But I did hear, like, I know the first time around when they were interviewing with Oprah, the family, like a couple of them, like Randy and Janet, they were not very happy with that, and I can imagine that they're not happy with it now either, and so I wish they would step in and like do more. I know they probably don't have the power to really do anything. It's ultimately Catherine and Paris' decision, but I think Catherine, being as mature and smart and, you know, being around as long as she has, I think she should recognize that Oprah is not the good person that she portrays herself to be. I don't like the whole situation with Paris going out there and being interviewed by certain people. I mean, watching her on Ellen was really nice because, you know, Ellen doesn't have ulterior motives, but watching her on Oprah, you have to question, I think. So that's just my personal opinion. I mean, you guys might like Oprah, and I apologize if you do and you feel like I'm really just, you know, throwing salt on her name. I'm not trying to. It's just, I've watched, not Paris, sorry. I've watched Oprah over the years, and I've just noticed that she's really hypocritical, and I noticed especially on the topic of, like, abuse, like sexual abuse, because we all know that Oprah said that she's been sexually abused as a child, so I think that made a bias for her. Anybody who's been accused, she automatically assumes they're guilty, which is not always true, right? So I noticed when people go on her show, she'll always stand up for the person who's been abused rather than the abusee, like the person who's abused, whether or not they really done it or not. So that's just something I noticed, because there was this one episode where this boy killed his abuser of like 10 years or so. Like, he's been abused repetitively by this one guy, and then he snapped and just killed him. He like stabbed him a bunch of times and stuff, and she sided with that boy. I mean, I understand why. Of course, it was like kind of like a self-defense thing. If this could be a whole new video, this could be a whole other topic, because that interview was really confusing, actually. But it was just like, she didn't make that boy take responsibility for the fact that he had killed someone, even no matter what the reason being. Like, he still killed somebody, and she made it seem like it was perfectly fine, and that kind of bothered me, because I mean, I guess it was just kind of her bias, and I noticed that a lot on her show. So that's all I'm saying about that, with the whole Michael and her, you know, the allegation thing. I just felt like she just jumped on the bandwagon and was ready to accuse him without really knowing. And so it's kind of sad that, you know, she's taking advantage of Paris. Paris is only 14 years old. Of course, she's mature, but, I mean, sometimes not mature enough to make decisions about, like, who she should surround herself with. So this was just something that I wanted to bring up. And I'd been talking about it with a couple of people, and I said that I would try to make a video, and I never got around to doing it. So here it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little more in the Jackson realm. I will try to make more like Jackson videos in the future, and also I'm gonna stick to my beauty videos because I love those, and I hope you guys enjoy them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this particular video, and like I said, I'll try to get 3 videos up today, and I'll see you guys very soon. Whenever I'm in a good mood, I like to make videos, so you guys will see a lot more videos in the upcoming time, like in the upcoming future. So don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the hologram concert, and also what you think about Paris being on Oprah. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye!